Um, we see everyone using our thing, but we don't get the accolades. And what I mean by that is, I could tell you a story. When I won my Grammy, it was 2003. I won a Grammy that evening, and I also performed on the Grammys with Sting that evening. And I don't know if you believe this or not, but they didn't have any seats for us.
What?
Me and my crew, I guess we were just seen as the little reggae guy. You know what I mean? And we had to sit outside in the caravan, and I watched Black Eyed Peas walk past me on the red carpet, because I could see the red carpet. I just walked it myself. And they're like, "That's your caravan." I'm like, so I don't get to go inside and watch the show. And when it's my time to perform, I have to go in and come back out. They were like, "Yeah." And I was pissed off. And people were calling me, "Yo, congrats. How come you're answering your phone?" And I was like, "You would never believe. I'm outside the fucking Staples Center." You know what I mean? I take that as discrimination. I take that, when we do win our Grammys, we're not broadcasted live, but everybody in the world is doing our music. So how come we're not enough? How come we don't qualify enough to be on the platform to say, like, we want thank you people who love us. Our acceptance speech is never broadcasted. We're always in the back room. And so that day I was like, this is an eye-opener to me, man, because not only was I just the top dancehall kid at the time, or reggae person at the time, it was the top in the world. It was 2003. My songs was banging. Beyonce came for me. You know what I mean? Beyonce came to do work with me. Busta Rhymes was doing work with me. People who you didn't think would turn and look and say, "Oh, I got to work with this dude." Blue Cantrell, the Clips, working with Pharrell. All that stuff happened from 2001 to 2000 to right now, 2020. But in that time, it was just the hottest thing. 2006, I won an American Music Award, and I treasure that award a lot more than the Grammy nowadays, because I was able to go on the stage and say thank you to the world on behalf of my culture, on behalf of reggae and dancehall music, that we got the best pop male vocal over Kanye West, over Justin Timberlake. And the Grammys didn't honor me that way. They gave me a thing which I'm very honored to have, but they didn't honor me. And arguably in 2003 to about 2007, I was the hottest artist on the planet. But then that's just the reggae guy, so don't give him the airtime and just sit him over there on the side. So I felt discriminated before, and I think now I've won my Grammy, I've won my American Music Award, I've won mobile awards. That's in England. I've won multiple awards here in my own country, in my own genre and culture. But I think it's my responsibility to speak up on that matter. That you guys don't remember when R. Kelly and Jay-Z did an album together, and a lot of it was dancehall oriented. Move your body like a snake, man. There's a doom, doom, clap, doom, doom, clap. That's dancehall rhythm. It ain't hip hop. It ain't R&B. You know what I mean? So I don't like calling out people's names, because people then say, "Oh, he's bitter." But so I use R. Kelly now because he's not as big as he was then, right? So let me not call the popular names now, so people come down on me. But also, Missy be turning it down. That rhythm from Timbaland is very oriented to what we was doing in dancehall at the time. So I know the music is close. I know that we all say that, dancehall helped to start hip hop with people like Kool Herc, who was a Jamaican kid who went to the Bronx, started his own sound system, started toasting on the mic, had other people come toasting too, which started people being rappers. So much people in the hip hop game also, Special Ed, Busta Rhymes, Slick Rick, they got Jamaican roots. You know what I mean? Dougie Fresh is from the Caribbean, he's from Barbados, his people. You know what I mean? So there's so much of our culture that seeped into hip hop and seeped into to pop music and all of that. And I'm still gonna get a tent outside to sit down in at the Grammys. You mean the big Staples Center, which you got a lot of filler seats with people just sitting there just to fill up the seat for the camera? You can give me 3 of those seats? And that just proves to me that a lot of even though I'm one of the biggest international artists, Shaggy too, that we are just the little reggae guy, which is unfortunate. You know, for a great superstar and artist of the century like Bob Marley to set this highway for me to walk on. You know, when I say set the highway for me to walk on, he went through a lot of problems breaking the music. You know what I mean? He has an album called Babylon by Bus, and it literally toured on a bus with, there's no bed, there's no amenities, there's no TV, there's no toilet on that bus. He did the whole of the States, and that's the road he paid for me so that I could come now and do that. So I want to be someone to be vocal about this situation and say to the Grammys and say to whoever, like, stop the disrespect. Now, even in the verses that happened the other day, Beanie and Born to Killer, Beanie Man and Born to Killer had the most followers that night. Out of any other thing that went on. And then when Billboard magazine printed this versus phenomenon that's happening in this pandemic, they left us out. They put us in the tent outside again, which is just fucked up. Excuse my language, but so we're a small island, but we have a huge culture. People like Marcus Garvey was born here. His brain and his concepts and his motivation to help to motivate a lot more people outside of this country is something that should be revered. And his teachings taught people like Bob Marley, who paved this road for me. And so I'm very passionate about it. I'm sorry I've been talking probably 20 minutes, but yeah, it's an issue for me.